Hi, I'm Alice Dell and I'm here on behalf of On the Table Blogs at Redfest Festival 2014 to give you the inside scoop of what's happening this weekend. This is the On the Table Blogs interview and I'm here with Hudson Taylor. So thanks for being with me today. It's very nice to meet you. So just for anyone who doesn't know what you're about, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Alfie.
I'm Harry. We're brothers and we're from Dublin, Ireland.
Cool. And together you're known as Hudson Taylor, aren't you? Yeah. But before it was Harry and Alfie, I believe. So when did you kind of start realising that you enjoyed music and it's something that you wanted to pursue?
So about 6 years ago, this August, we put up videos on YouTube, which were prompted by having gone to a family holiday where we brought a guitar along and we started playing tunes on the beach, and then some sort of other fellow tourists at the holiday kind of told us, oh, you should put some videos on YouTube so we can find you. Yeah. And that kind of started it off really, and from there we started doing a little bit of busking, all that kind of stuff. We used to go by our names Harry and Alfie, but we're brothers and our second name is Hudson Taylor, and so when we decided to take it a little bit more seriously and kind of we were like, oh, this actually could be a kind of a band or whatever, but Hudson Taylor had a better ring to it than Harry and Alfie. So
that's interesting. And with your family, would you say that you come from quite a musical background?
Yeah, definitely. Our parents were always playing good sort of best of records, that like Beatles, Beach Boys, Simon and Garfunkel, things that we're into now, or things that are quite similar to kind of the style that we play now.
A lot of timeless records and things that we were just playing in the house a lot, and we got like older siblings who are like a good bit older, who as well were able to like influence our musical tastes at a young age, so that we grew up listening to like a lot of classic rock and things like that, and just a lot of harmonies.
Like I had a mad AC/DC phase for a while. I still absolutely love them to bits, and just stuff that our sister put us on to, whatever that we really took to.
So obviously when I'm listening to your music, it's quite raw in the sense that it's not moulded by anyone, it's very much your own material. So when you guys are writing music and you're sitting down, how do you start? Like, because you're both brothers, do you both do the songwriting? Do you argue over it, or is it who kind of, when you sit down and write a song, how do you go about it together?
Well, like if we were just doing it right now, it would be I'm here and I'm playing my guitar and Alfie's here and he's either playing his guitar or one of us on piano or whatever. It's just usually quite a spontaneous kind of thing. We don't really sit down and say, okay, let's do it, let's write a song. Sometimes we do that, but mainly it's just sort of like start doing something that's like a little bit of a jam, and we kind of work off like a feeling. It's kind of like, oh, that kind of feels cool, It's like Alfie will start singing some random scatty words like sunglasses or or something, and it'll be like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's just do that and start.
So just go with that for a while, and then eventually all comes together, I suppose. Lyrically, I just find a word, and then loads of other words would start popping up around kind of what that, and then you kind of create a story then after that.
Yeah, it kind of becomes more refined. It starts off with just like a random few phrases, and then you can kind of expand on it like a poem.
Get your sections and and what you enjoy singing, and then stick with that.
As soon as we sort of Alfie starts singing, I'll start doing a harmony, and that kind of drives us on to I don't know.
So now you're signed to Polydor Records, is that right? So you started on YouTube and you did your own thing, and obviously now I still get the sense that you're still doing your own thing, just with the guided help of like a record company. So when you went from YouTube to Polydor, what was the step that kind of made you realise we've kind of cracked it, that we've our hard work has paid off? Was there a slight step where you realised?
I still don't think that that's sort of the case. I think it's an ongoing thing. Like I feel like it is paying off, and it'll always be paying off. It'll just be like, we kind of are an independent unit, and like you say, we just have a record label kind of behind us, sort of helping it out,
Well, that's a really good answer, because I suppose in this kind of industry, once someone gets signed, they can become very absorbed, and and I think it's good that you see that it's still ongoing, because it kind of gives you drive to keep writing. You're not stopping, doing your own thing just because someone's picked you up along the way. And speaking of the whole music side of things, I know that you've done a few collaborations here and there. Have you Ola Gartland, another really talented musician from YouTube, I know you did a cover of Eminem, and that was fun to watch, because it's great how you mould things and make them your own. So it kind of sounded like a completely different song. Obviously people know it's by Eminem, but it was cool how you moulded it to your own sort of style, I suppose. Is there anyone else that you would like to collaborate with that you haven't already?
Well, we're getting to go on tour with Jake Bugg later this year, and we already toured with him before, and it would be class if we could get to do some kind of collaboration with him.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
We've worked with some people who've worked with him as well, some like fellow musicians and songwriters and stuff, and so we kind of know, what he's about and stuff. So it'd be cool to like actually do, even just jam with him or something,
Yeah, it'd be good fun.
So you don't feel massively starstruck now you've met him once? Is he kind of, would you say he's more of a friend than a,
No, I mean, we haven't got to spend much time with him, but he's just a great player and we just have a lot of respect for him.
Well, that's great because, now you're at the stage where you're, I suppose, the people that I suppose got maybe in there a little bit before you are picking you up, and I think that's great because you just extra bonuses like that always help when you're kind of, trying to make a name for yourself and stuff. And I think, it's done a really good job. And if you've got an aim, let's say from now to next year, is there anything specific that you want to do? Because are you working on an album? Yeah.
So the album's coming out at the start of next year. We originally said it would come out loads of different times, now or next month, in different periods in the past. But I think we were a little bit too excited and overambitious, maybe, yeah. But now it actually is. It's kind of being finished up now, and we're starting to service the singles and all that kind of stuff.
And just get on tour.
Yeah,
with that, do a tour with that album and keep going, do some more festivals next year. That's pretty much that would be amazing if that could happen.
So speaking of festivals, after this, where are you going music-wise? Are you doing any other festivals at all after this? Or?
Yeah, we've got loads. We've got one more in Ireland next week, and we've got Cambridge Folk Festival. We've got Reading and Leeds. We've got
Canada in 2 weeks for the first time.
Yeah, going to Denmark. We've still got so we've got quite a lot still. This is pretty much halfway point in the summer, and we've already played I think we already played like 12, 15 festivals, so.
And I think it's nice that you're still associating your music with Ireland. It's kind of, you've not, although you're kind of travelling and you're doing your own thing, you've not completely forgotten home, and I think that's really respectful, kind of as a duet. And it's good that you're staying true to the people that perhaps knew your name first. Maybe, I mean, obviously you said it was made through YouTube, but I'm sure a lot of people locally knew what you were about before everyone else did. So yeah, that's good. And if you had a festival lineup, let's say you had 7 acts you had to pick, who would you have if you could choose at a festival?
It would probably be very folky, like.
Yeah, it was Harry's birthday last week. I think it'd be cool. We had a bit of a party. I think it'd be cool if everybody, like all our friends, if we just had a festival.
So like all of those guys, all of our close friends, who are all
Gabby Applin.
Yeah, who are all musicians. If they were
some of our band members and stuff.
If they were one act, all of us were kind of one act. So at least we got to play at the festival because we love playing. And then maybe like
Crosby, Stills and Nash,
like Nick Drake, Paul Simon or Simon and Garfunkel,
Beatles.
Yeah.
Is it Dead or Alive?
Oh, either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to have actually we could have Jake Bugg just so we could up our cool level by about 50 million%.
Jimi Hendrix. Everybody, I don't know. 7 is too little.
I think you've secretly made a future plan here. You could kind of follow Geldof's steps and kind of make your own Live Aid, but the Hudson Taylor jam. I love it. We've made a career motive here. And so with your instruments as well, because I know you both play guitar and various things. What other things do you play?
So I play piano mainly. Piano was my first instrument, so hopefully I want to get more. I only play one song in the whole set in piano. But down the line, I can see that being more of a feature in Hudson Taylor music. Alfie plays piano too, so we'll mix it up a lot. I mean, I'd love to be able to play drums. I can't do that, but that's been my New Year's resolution for about 3 years running, and I haven't done it yet. So.
I'm like that with instruments, and I always say that I'm going to try and train myself more on the guitar, because piano is my first instrument too. So I think it's kind of one of those things when you pick up an instrument, you kind of want to do a bit of everything, and it's just the motive, right? I need to sit down, watch,
People just don't realise most of the time that sometimes it's just either you have it or you don't, but then also if you don't have it but you want to have it, it's going to take you years to get to like a level, you know. So
Well, there's always the triangle for those who just, you know, if they, even if it stops. So can you give us a specific date for the album, or is that not in
Don't
there?
really have one at the moment. It's going to be early next year, probably February. So.
yeah.
But until then, I know that you do have a free song on your website, isn't it? Stranger.
Yeah, we have a free song on our website. There's probably going to be some more of them too. But
gonna
also,
have-
we
we're
have
gonna-
loads of music up
Yeah,
already,
we
loads of
already
EPs.
we've got-
Spotify is very good. We gave an exclusive EP to Spotify, which is just a thing we did ourselves.
We will release with the debut album, like a huge amount of extra stuff, like a deluxe version and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of songs that we want to just get out there, you know, and so yeah, you can expect that a lot more stuff will just be available within the next sort of 6 months.
Well, I definitely think you're one to watch, and thank you so much for chatting with us today. And I wish you all the best of luck with the album, and let us know if anything else progresses with that. If you've got a date, make sure I'm the first one to know. Okay, we've got pinky promises. But thanks very much, and we'll see you when you're performing a bit later.
Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you,
Bye.
Alice. Nice to meet you.